آج کی جو ہمارے یہاں پہ جو کوشش ہے پاکستان امریکن پریس ایسوسی ایشن کی طرف سے، کوشش یہ ہے کہ ایک ایسی انٹلیکچوئل ڈسکشن، ایک ڈبیٹ جو ہے وہ انیشیٹ کی جائے جس سے ہماری جو کمیونٹی ہے اس کے اندر اویئرنیس پیدا ہو. جیسے میں ابھی یہاں پہ بات ہو رہی تھی، میں نے ان سے کہا تھا کہ جب ہم کوئی فنڈ ریز کرتے ہیں کسی ڈیموکریٹ کانگریس مین سینیٹر کے لیے، کسی ریپبلکن کانگریس مین سینیٹر کے لیے، تو ہمیں پتہ نہیں ہوتا کہ ہم کس چیز کے پیسے دے رہے ہیں. ہم نے ان سے کون سی اپنی باتیں منوانی ہیں، کمیونٹی کے جو چیلنجز ہیں ہم نے کیسے ان کو ایڈریس کرنا ہے. اگر ہم ان کو $100,000 جو بائیڈن کو ریز کر رہے ہیں یا $500,000 ہم ریز کر رہے ہیں ریپبلکن پارٹی کے لیے، واٹ آر دا چیلنجز، واٹ از ایسک. جب آپ کوئی بھی کام کر رہے ہوتے ہیں، کسی بھی جگہ پہ آپ پیسے انویسٹ کر رہے ہوتے ہیں، تو یو آر ایکسپیکٹنگ ریٹرن آن انویسٹمنٹ. تو ہماری کمیونٹی کے اندر کون سی چیزیں جو ہیں وہ گرے ایریاز میں ہیں، کون سے چیلنجز ہیں جس کو ہم ایڈریس کر سکتے ہیں. اسی کے لیے ہم نے کوشش کی ہے کہ ڈیموکریٹ سائڈ اور ریپبلکن سائڈ دونوں کی طرف سے جن لوگوں نے کسی بھی کیپیسٹی میں کام کیا ہوا ہے اس کے لیے ہم نے پوری کوشش کی کہ بیلنس کریں. جیسے یہاں پہ ساجد طارق صاحب ہیں، ان کے ساتھ ریپبلکن سائڈ پہ، اور ہمارے علی عوان صاحب ہیں، ملک علی عوان صاحب، اور چودھری اکبر صاحب یہاں پہ موجود ہیں، اور ہمارے جانی بشیر کی غیر موجودگی میں ان کے مقابلے میں جو ہمارے یہاں پہ PTI کے، لیکن یہ ریپبلکن لیڈرشپ کے طور پہ ورجینیا میں آج کل انہوں نے کافی کنٹریبیوٹ کیا ہے. تو ریپبلکن سائڈ کے اوپر ہم نے یہ کوشش کی. اسی طرح سے ڈیموکریٹ سائڈ کے اوپر ڈاکٹر انور مسعود صاحب کی بڑی کاوشیں ہیں. یہاں پہ DMV میں ثاقب علی صاحب ہیں، ان کی بڑی کاوشیں. اس کے علاوہ ہمارے جو عدنان بخاری صاحب یہاں پہ موجود ہیں، اور لاسٹ بٹ ناٹ لیسٹ جو شوال احمد، ان کی بڑی کنٹریبیوشن ہے ڈیموکریٹ سائڈ کے اوپر. تو چیزوں کو بیلنس کرنے کی کوشش کی گئی ہے. ہماری جو سب سے زیادہ جو ہمیں خوشی ہے اس لیے کہ ہمارے جو سینیٹر خواجہ اکبر صاحب، انہوں نے اپنے سارے پریکاشنس کو مد نظر رکھتے ہوئے پھر بھی وہ یہاں پہ آ گئے. ان کا شکریہ. تو میں فارمل انٹروڈکشن دیتا ہوں کہ پاکستانی امریکن پریس ایسوسی ایشن کا، اور جو پاکستانی امریکن پریس ایسوسی ایشن کی جو اس ساری جب شروع ہوئی تھی، تو جو لوگ اس کی وزیبلٹی جنہوں نے بڑا اپریشیٹ کیا ہماری ایفرٹس کو، ہمارے ساتھ جو چلتے رہے، ندیم بختیانہ صاحب یہاں پہ موجود ہیں، انہوں نے ہر لیول کے اوپر ہمیں سپورٹ کیا. تو ہمارا جو ایک صحافیوں کی واحد نمائندہ تنظیم ہے جو اکراس امریکہ 501(c) یہاں پر رجسٹر ہے، اینڈ وی ٹرائی آور بیسٹ کہ جو ہماری کیپیسٹی میں لمیٹیڈ ریسورسز کے ساتھ جو ہماری کیپیسٹی میں ہو سکتا ہے وہ ہم کریں. تو آج کی یہ جو کاوش ہے اس کے پیچھے بھی یہی ہے کہ کمیونٹی اویئرنیس. کمنگ الیکشن، وی آر آلریڈی ان دا mid of September and elections are after in November. تو میں گراؤنڈ رول اس ڈسکشن کے بتا دوں گا کہ there will not be any talking to each other. So this is very basic thing. From the audience, question is coming, so there is no cross question. So once you ask a question and you get the answer, this is it. جب کوئی کسی کینڈیڈیٹ کے بارے میں بات ہو رہی ہے، جیسے جو بائیڈن کے بارے میں بات ہو رہی ہے، کیمرا ہیرس کے بارے میں بات ہو رہی ہے، یا مائک پینس یا پریزیڈنٹ ٹرمپ کے بارے میں بات ہو رہی ہے، تو اٹ ول بی ٹاکنگ آن دا پالیٹکس. تو ول بی ناٹ ٹاکنگ ان کہ آپ نے غلط کہا، انہوں نے یہ بات غلط کی، انہوں نے یہ بات صحیح کی. اٹ ول بی آن دا پالیسی. جیسے امیگریشن کی پالیسی ہے، ایجوکیشن کی پالیسی، ہیلتھ کیئر کی پالیسی ہے، فارن پالیسی کے اوپر بات ہو رہی ہے. تو اٹ ول بی آن پالیسی، ناٹ آن دا انڈیویجولس. اگر ڈاکٹر مسعود انور صاحب کی بات غلط ہے، یا ثاقب علی صاحب کی بات غلط ہے، یا ساجد طارق صاحب کی بات غلط ہے، تو آئی ول گیو یو این ایگزامپل. تو اگر انہوں نے کوئی بات کی ہے، ساجد طارق صاحب نے کوئی بات کی ہے، اور جو ہمارے بھائی ہیں عارف انصار صاحب، سوری میرے ساتھ میں انصار آ رہا تھا، عارف انصار صاحب نے کے اوپر ڈیفر کرنا ہے، تو وہ کہیں گے کہ آپ نے یہ بات کی ہے، تو دیر مائی سینیریو. تو دیر ول بی ٹاکنگ آن دا جو فیکٹس کے اوپر ہم بات کر رہے ہیں، کہ پالیسی کے اوپر بات کر رہے ہیں. کسی کو غلط کہنا یا کسی کو اگریسولی ایڈریس کرنا، دس از ناٹ دا ایفرٹ وی آر ٹرائنگ ٹو ڈو. تو یہ ہماری ایک کوشش ہے، اسی کے اوپر ہم بات کریں گے.
اور اگر کسی نے خلاف ورزی کی تو پٹھان بالکل
پٹھان ہمارے پاس موجود ہے. فریدی صاحب علاقہ غیر، جن کا نام علاقہ غیر ہے،
ان को उनको इजाजत होगी कि वो दूसरी पार्टी को जबरदस्ती कह सकें कि भाईजान बैठ जाओ ठीक है
बिल्कुल सही बात है। ये उसमें जो मॉडरेटर हैं वो हमारा एक अहम रोल किरदार अदा करेंगे हमारे साथ इस काम का। तो बिफोर वी गेट स्टार्टेड हमारे जो यूसुफ चौधरी साहब जनरल सेक्रेटरी पापा, उनसे मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि फॉर्मलिस्ट को।
शुक्रिया खुरम। सबसे पहले तो मैं आप सबका बेहद मशहूर हूँ कि आपने अपना कीमती वक्त निकाला और आज आप सब यहाँ मौजूद हैं। ओपनिंग डिस्कशन शुरू करते हैं। ओपनिंग के लिए मैं साजिद तरार साहब से दरख्वास्त करूँगा कि आप ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स दें कि हम क्यों और किस लिए पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन या मुस्लिम अमेरिकन जो हैं वो ट्रंप को सपोर्ट करें या ट्रंप को बोलते हैं या रिपब्लिकन पार्टी को सपोर्ट करें। ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स।
Choice of brought up why we have to vote for Donald Trump, why we have to be Republican. And the question here, first of all, why Donald Trump won in 2016? That's the question. I wanted to come into the detail. I went to law school twice to figure out what is democracy is about. First of all, this is public service. It's not a profession. You don't have to be in Washington, D.C. for 50 years. And like President has said, this has become swamp to be trained. Second thing is this, most of us, we have bought an American dream. And what is an American dream? It's a Republican philosophy. To come into the competitive marketplace and prove yourself. Entitlements. We didn't come here for entitlement or socialism. If that was an objective, we would have walked to China or drive to Russia. That is the second reason. Third reason, you have seen during the DNC, they have taken the name under God. Regardless what kind of God you believe in, but they are pushing towards extremism, taking the God's name out of its meanings. No religion at all, period. No respect for no religion. What's his freedom of religion? What's his values? Versus other things. And another thing I wanted to mention, what is the fundamental difference between two parties? Taxation, larger governments, freedom of entrepreneurship. These are the reasons. I wanted to tell you here, we are here, most of us, we are in business. Question is this, what do you think taxation is a solution? Larger government is a solution where the government is breathing to your neck all the time, enforcing regulations? Is that a solution? One of the biggest, very popular up till today, a very popular Republican president, President Reagan, who started philosophy of Reaganism, putting the money in people's hands, circulation of wealth, and circulation of wealth creates jobs and manufacturing. How can you deny it? Another large point I wanted to share with you. America fought First World War, Second World War, Vietnam War, Korean War. What was the one objective? Expansion of socialism. And today, Democrat Party is telling our kids that we are Democrat, and they butter the word is called the Socialist Democrat. Is it possible? How are you going to deny the lives of the people in the cemeteries? Those have sacrificed their supreme life against the expansion of socialism. And today I wanted to tell you, you know why Hispanic votes are coming behind Donald Trump? You know why? Due to the reason, because the left side, Democrat Party is using the word socialism, and Hispanics, they still know what the Cuba is going through, what Venezuela is going through. My question is this, asked from each other, did we really come here for socialism? Second thing, today I was traveling on 495, half of the way I swear to God I was smelling weed. The car driving in front of me, somebody was smoking weed. This is the country who came to where my kids are, government is promoting, on every weekend, I don't have to tell you, every intersection says, somebody's doctor's number, come there and get the card for $99. This is what the America we came to. This is what your kids, how are you going to stop that, your kids and grandkids smoking weed? These are the things. First of all, I'm Republican. And second thing is this, Donald Trump, maybe not the perfect person, but he's not part of the establishment. He never held a public office before. He never spent 50 years in Washington, D.C. And that is the reason I picked Donald Trump to support, and I will pick anybody who's against establishment. But he was a person who defeated the other Republican guys, and I supported him, and that's why I'm still supporting him. That's what I'm doing.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Dr. Anwar Masood and I live in Germantown, Maryland. I was president of Montgomery County Muslim Council and Montgomery County Muslim Foundation. I have been involved in many races. I know the Democratic Party pretty well. The reason I am a Democrat is I came to this country in '94, and Democrats have shown a welcome for immigrants, a welcome for color, a welcome for different races. So, and I have been accepted in every part of the Democratic Party. I have gone to every function, every county. I was in the recreation board of the Montgomery County as a volunteer. In the all they want is representation from all the people in the county. Democratic Party welcomes everybody. It does not only appeals to a certain race. Right now, the Republican Party is only appealing to a certain race, is exciting racism, is trying to gear up support for people who do not want to see anybody else besides themselves. Like they want a USA of 1955. Why? They want to see everybody like themselves. If you guys have watched Mad Men, like Men of Madison County, those were the 60s and the 50s when only white men ruled. Only their superiority reigned. Even women, Jews, blacks, nobody was accepted. So the Democratic Party includes everybody. Look at the future of USA. 2040, the whites will be in minorities. So the brown faces should have a place. And me, a brown face, wants to be. And then, so Democratic Party is the party of everybody. And I am a proud Democrat. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we are gathered here today because, of course, we are less than 2 months away from a very important US election. And overall, if we look at the Muslim vote, which is like about 1%, 3.4 million Muslims in this country, but still it counts. And what we have seen in 2018 elections, that a record number of Muslim candidates were in the race, not on the local level, but also on the national level. And we had first ever 2 Muslim women in the US Congress. So this year, there is also a record number of Muslims running for the office. But then of course, we are here, most of us are Pakistanis, and we are only about 500,000 in the whole United States. And that also let us down of our voter strength, like what strength do we have? So as a community, as a Pakistani community, and then as a Muslim community, what are we looking forward to? What message do we rally behind? Why there are a bigger number of Muslims following or rallying behind Democrats, but there is an increasing number of Republican Muslims. And we have seen that we have actually, the people who are active in the politics, we have okay, there is something wrong with this slide, but anyways. But you can still hear me if I miss something. But we are here and we have active people who are active in the politics. We have equal number of Republicans and Democrats who are Muslims and Pakistanis. We have Saqib Ali, who has been a delegate and he's running again in Maryland. We have Ahmed Shawal, who has been a very active young person in many campaigns. Although he's very young, but in last few years, he has helped many prominent names in the US politics, in the Virginia and around. So, and then we have Akbar Ali Saab, who is a very active Republican, and Imran Bad. So these people I mean, they were not always Republicans or they were not always Democrat, but of course, every election has its own consequences, its own measures, and this election is one of the most important. So right now, I'm going to open the floor for questions.
First of all, Dr. Saab earlier said, the Republican Party is still not ready for immigrants or other minorities. Republican Party still have a 1950s mindset. First of all, I wanted to answer that. My answer is this: who is Bobby Jindal? Who is Nikki Haley? They are both Indian, from Indian descent, and they have gone to the governorship and then presidential candidate representing in United Nations. It's not the same Republican Party it used to be. It has opened up, number one. Second thing, I wanted to mention, while I'm talking the Republican Party's state of mind about minorities, on the other side, when you are dealing with the Democrat Party, the first minority they talk about is African American, Hispanic Americans. We are not Pakistanis or any other minorities. They are not even on the table. That's the thing. No, coming to the religion side. First of all, Donald Trump took his first international trip to Saudi Arabia. So this is how Middle East peace was so important in his mind, and he's not against Islam to begin with. How it is possible the 1.9 billion Muslims can be neglected or doing something? So the religion, and earlier even that during his question, his statement, he was saying what he is doing, he has come up with a peace plan for Middle East, and he's continuously working on in Afghanistan, bringing troops back. First president, first of all, so far after a long time, who's anti-war. Even then, I still remember when Iran took the drone down. Next day, the whole world was expecting the reaction from the United States, and the president said, "We haven't lost a life, so it doesn't make any sense to attack Iran." So that's what the Donald Trump is. And second thing, being a businessman in the White House, what comes with the package? He's anti-war, and he used economy as the tool to achieve his objectives. He used embargoes, he used sanctions. And another thing I wanted to ask you, what was the pre-corona situation here? 3.4% unemployment after the Second World War. Economy, tariff on the China, tariff on India. Economy was booming, no question about it. Pandemic came, nobody was prepared for that. People miscalculate that, yes, I would have been done differently. No country on the planet was prepared for that. That is one thing. Second thing, after pandemic, the very first thing, who can revive economy? The only person who can do economy, achieve economy, restore economy, who is in business or has some common sense. The opponent of Donald Trump, Mr. Biden, 50 years in Washington, D.C., lawyer by profession, never have created a single job, never have seen a single business achieving or doing anything, professional part of establishment. And you know, another thing is this, if somebody is in a power for 50 years, why he's asking another 4 years? Why he's talking about Kashmir and Palestine today, when he was with Barack Obama, why he was not talking about Kashmir then? That question, I mean, first of all, I'll tell you this, I'm a political scientist, and I guarantee you one thing, regardless what happens, Donald Trump is going to win, and why? I'm going to give you an answer. Whatever the Antifa Black Lives Matter is doing, that is Donald Trump's campaign. When the 4 shirtless kids come on the police car and burn it, that is Donald Trump's campaign. Law and order. Joe Biden has endorsed defunding police in New York. What happened? 166% increase in shooting, 51% increment in murders. I'm not sure you have seen the pre-Giuliani New York. I have seen it. Forget about the nighttime. You were not able to go there during the daytime. You want to see that America? Another simple question I wanted to ask you. Most of you guys probably know Jenny Durkan, who was the mayor of the Seattle, Washington. She was the woman, she said, summer love. What was summer love? Chop City. 4 blocks of smoking weed. And what was that city built? against the big Floyd, his death, lasted 7 days with 2 murders, unlimited rapes, and Bob Marley's song, I Love and Smoke and everything. 7 days. You want to see this country becoming a job country? That's why you are here for? I have no clue for it. I told them, I guarantee Donald Trump is going to win because reason, in 2016 there was a one word used, silence majority. People are watching it, observing it, and when they go to the booth, they know who to vote. So that's why I'm supporting Donald Trump, and that's what the Donald Trump is about. And Donald Trump, not only America needs Donald Trump, the whole world needs Donald Trump. Reason after pandemic, only #1 requirement will be economy, how to put the businesses back. Thank you.
آج میں نے خبر لگائی کل زلمے خلیل صاحب نے کہا تھا کہ جو طالبان کے ساتھ ٹاکس ہے اس کا فیصلہ الیکشن کے بعد ہوگا. سمجھ رہے ہیں آپ؟ تو میں پوچھنا چاہ رہا ہوں ڈیموکریٹس کا کیا خیال ہے, وہ یہ معاہدے کے حق میں ہے کہ نہیں, وہاں پر وہ ٹھہرنا چاہتے ہیں اور جنگ جاری رکھیں گے؟
نہیں, Democrats did not start the wars. These wars were started in the Republican town. So nobody wants a war, everybody wants to end it up. So just to say that Donald Trump ended war, no, the Republicans started the war. And if you know, if you are looking from a Muslim perspective, how many countries have been destroyed by the Republican Party? Starting from the problem was 9/11, they destroyed Iraq, Libya, Yemen. So what are the problem of these countries? So do you seriously think that the Republican Party is for the Islamic faith? They needed somebody after the Russian bear. So they created another monster like the Islam, the extremist fanaticism. No, Democrats do not want that. Democrats do not even want any fights. So yes, this is the longest war that has continued ever since. So no, Democrats do not want any wars.
Oh, but do you support the peace in Afghanistan?
Yes. Where did you hear that Democrats want wars? No. So coming back to the economy, yes, he may have, but should come back. Okay. He basically, this president did not listen to his medical experts. Anthony Fauci, I have worked at NIH, and I believe in those people. Do you realize they have a cap in their salaries at $140,000 a year? If they go out, they will make easily $1 million to $1 million, but they love the science. They do not want to, and these are not the people who you can push. Like today the reports are that he has been pushing the CDC on his directives. Okay, if you want to use the whole country and the revered organizations which are respected all over the world, the NIH, the CDC, do you know the Washington Manual is a Bible all over the world? And now he has put doubts in other people that if the American president can swear away the scientists of the country, then the science is not good. No, he basically screwed up the pandemic, and that's why we have 190,000 dead, maybe 240,000 dead by the end of the year. So pandemic-wise, no, he is a failure, and even Bob Woodward's book, if you have heard, you guys are the colleagues of Bob Woodward, you know, he admitted that he knew in February that this virus is lethal, but he did not tell the public. So that is treason. If you are not taking care of your country's people and you're making them die, that is not. This USA is a melting pot of different people from all over the world, and everybody needs equal representation. So I want to be part of the decision-making process. I want my son to be part of the decision-making process. I do not want to hold my kashkol in front of everybody. Give me something. I don't want our people to ask for jobs. We should be out there. Like, why are we? Bobby Jindal? Okay. Where is he now? Nikki Haley? Kicked out. I don't want to say anymore. So, if you want to be treated like dirt, I don't. I want respect. I want equal part. I want equal. Like, 20, 40 years from now, I want people like me representing USA, the biggest, the richest country in the world, the strongest country in the world. No. I will not be sitting here pandering to people who are just pawns. No way. So the thing is, and I do not want to be called an extremist. My son went to private school, and like he was studying in the hall room, and he said, and his name is Jamal Aziz Masood, and he said, do you know about those buildings? And like, I was 6 months old when that happened. So the thing is, I do not want to hear people say those things. I do not want people who have white privilege tell me, go back to my country, just stay where you are. No. I want to be part of the society, and I am part of the society, and inshallah I will be, and my people would be in the decision making process.
That's how आपसे question है. Back in February, Donald Trump knew the pandemic was a serious threat, yet he admitted that he hid the fact, and he played it down. And as a result, the most advanced country in the world ended up losing more than 150,000 people. And Fauci's prediction is that by the end of December, we'll lose another 150,000. And don't you think that it was a irresponsible move on his behalf?
This China virus, first of all, I don't mind saying China virus. It started from China.
I'm a scientist, I object to it.
That's fine. But disease, Chinese disease.
You'll get your chance.
It started from there. From Wuhan, what came from there? That virus didn't go to the Beijing and Shanghai. It didn't go, it directly came to New York. Why? That's a question. Why? They were so good with it to controlling it? No, one reason. India wants to be one of the very populous countries on the planet. North Korea saying we don't have a single patient. What is the difference in between these three countries and America? Reason. Two reasons. Press is controlled there. News is controlled there. Even then, in China, they don't have a Google. In India, they get up and they tell them that we have these many patients. You will announce these many, and they do it Modi media. That's what they're doing. North Korea doesn't have a media. Here, tragedy of America. Two things I want to tell you. One of the biggest challenges that Donald Trump has up to today is a deep state. Is the people appointed by the Barack Obama, they are still in the power. You know the 4,000 appointments when the president comes to Washington DC? What do you know what the 4,000 people do? They enforce his agenda. You know how many appointments he got through? 52%. FBI is on his tail. People even then in the White House, they were leaking stuff. And why we have so many why we have so many patients here? Only one reason, or two reasons. I'm going to give it to you. First of all, the country by the tests, close to 150 tests per day. Ultimately, then the number is going to go up. Second thing, Democrat Party, socialist mindset, believes if the more people will die, the thing Donald Trump is going to lose. Tragedy. This is tragedy of America. I'm telling you. This is upfront. I'm telling you. Why? This is a question. I want to ask you a question. Why this virus didn't go to the Shanghai and Beijing? Why the Chinese has controlled so quick? He tried his best. Even in the biggest example, the World Health Organization, America is giving them $400 million a year, and they were against the travel advisory of Donald Trump. This is you cannot blame Donald Trump for that. Just imagine if the Joe Biden was here, whose son has taken $1.5 billion from China, he would have done a better work. That's my question.
Okay, this is not a China virus. It's a virus. It's a lethal virus. It causes death. So just to downplay it so that you do not lose an election is a crime in itself. This is USA. The best science is done here. We are not here to appease anybody. So there is no way, like he fumbled it. Everybody understands that he fumbled it. He just wanted to play it cool so that soon he thought it would go away like a flu. People saying, okay, the same death as flu. No, not exactly, not even close. So he did not do it the right way. And why are we looking at other countries? We are USA. I'm a physician. I worked at NIH. We are the best. People from 120 countries come to NIH just to learn. The top 20 Chinese MD PhDs came to USA. Why? Just because they know that USA is number one. Once they learn for 4 years, they're assistant professors in Beijing University. They go back. So do you realize like where we are living? Like just down the road is NIH. So just to say, oh, it was a China. No, it was not a China virus. USA was capable enough to take it, control it, and protect its people. It did not. Second, testing. Okay, so testing, so you do not want to test. So your sugar is high, I am diabetic. Okay, I can show you my continuous glucose monitoring. I check it every 30 minutes. I want to check my sugars under control. So I should not check. Like the more I check, I will know I ate a gulab jamun. My sugar is now 300. So I should not test. Hello? So testing is necessary. Testing is necessary so that we know where the country is going. So, fumble, idiot. I'm sorry, I'm emotional, but okay. Beaches. He let everybody to go to beaches, like in Florida. He let everybody go to the beaches. What happened then? Like it was on the East Coast and the West Coast, where the border is, where people come from other countries. Now, like it's like khichdi mein pura ghee usne mila. Everybody is infected. Everybody, like we are USA, we could have controlled it. Eastern border, Western border. Why the heartland? So yes, and
We have one more point.
just
We still have time. We'll keep taking the question. Veena has a question.
ओके अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं बीना गोइंदी और राइटर हूँ, छोटी सी, और पापा के साथ हैं और अमेरिका के साथ भी हैं इसलिए, और अमेरिका हमारा है, रिपब्लिकन हो या डेमोक्रेट हो. लेकिन व्हाई आई एम टॉकिंग दिस, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आज मैंने अपने घर में, चूँकि मैं एक अरसा कैद में बंद रही वहाँ पाकिस्तान में, मैं और मेरे हस्बैंड, तो हमारे बच्चे दोनों यहाँ पे अकेले थे. मेरा बेटा जो है वो सॉरी टू से सब कि वो रिपब्लिकन या डेमोक्रेट के साथ, वो कैथोलिक यूनिवर्सिटी का है और वो बड़ा अच्छा, मुझे आज अफसोस हो रहा है कि उसको लेके आती मैं शवाल को देख के, लेकिन मैंने उसे कहा कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर ना हो जाए कहीं, मतलब जैसे कि आप और मैं हम हो जाते हैं. लेकिन मैंने एक चीज़ देखी यहाँ पे, मैं जो चीज़ समझती हूँ कि हम लोग, बहुत अच्छा लगा कि हम लोग इस वक्त वाकई वी आर इन द पॉलिटिक्स नाउ, हम प्रैक्टिकली इसमें हैं. और मैं ये समझती हूँ कि मैं साजिद साहब को इसको क्रेडिट यूँ दूँगी कि इन्होंने वो फेस पाकिस्तानियों का दिखाया. उस वक्त बेशक मैं डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के अगेंस्ट थी, यकीन माने 10 दिन से मैं डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की तरफ स्लैंट हो गई. द डे आई लैंडेड टू US मैं डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की तरफ हो गई. यकीन माने मेरी ये जो नई किताब जो मैं आपको देने वाली हूँ साजिद साहब, वो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के अगेंस्ट, उसमें बहुत से कॉलम्स हैं जो मैंने पाकिस्तान में बैठ के लिखे. द डे आई लैंडेड हियर मैं डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की तरफ इसलिए हो गई हूँ, दिस इज़ द ओनली, चूँकि जो बाइडन से मुझे कोई उम्मीद नहीं, आई मेट हिम अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, इसलिए उम्मीद, ये मैं ओपनली कह रही हूँ. हालांकि मेरे घर में लड़ाई हो रही है, मेरा एक बेटा जो है डेमोक्रेट की तरफ, नहीं मैं क्वेश्चन इसलिए, मैं आपको क्वेश्चन इसी से राइज हो रहा है. अब द क्वेश्चन राइज इज देयर, अब मेरे दिमाग में कितने सवाल होंगे, यू नो दैट. अभी आपने सोशलिज्म की बात की, हम कैपिटलिस्ट से ही नहीं निकले, वाकई सोशलिज्म आने वाला है दुनिया में, वी कैन नॉट स्टॉप इट. जैसे पेंडेमिक हम कह रहे थे आ चुका है, मैंने किताब लिखी थी नवंबर में फ़ज़ाई आलूदगी पे, एंड दैट इज़ द पार्टिकल ऑफ दैट. ये किसी ने नहीं फैलाया, ये हमने खुद फैलाया. ये सारा कचरा है जो हमारे ऊपर है, दिस इज़ ऑल ड्यू टू दैट, नैनो पार्टिकल्स की वजह से सब आया. आई एम अ बायोलॉजिस्ट टू, आई नो दैट वेरी वेल. लेकिन मैं आपको एक बात ये ज़रूर बता दूँ कि अभी जो हमारा इलेक्शन होगा वो हम वैक्सीन के ऊपर जीतना चाहते हैं, कि हम जॉब्स के ऊपर जीतना चाहते हैं, कि हम किस चीज़ के ऊपर इलेक्शन जीतेंगे. चूँकि अभी ये भी सुनने में आया है, शुनीद है कि वैक्सीन जो है वो इलेक्शन से पहले आ जाएगी. क्या वो वैक्सीन हमें लगवानी चाहिए? बीइंग अ कम्युनिटी आप हमें गाइड करें, चूँकि आप बहुत नज़दीक हैं, आप लोग उनके वाइट हाउस के पास हैं, लेकिन आप हमें ये ज़रूर बताइए, चूँकि वो वैक्सीन क्या ट्रायल है कि वो वैक्सीन रियल है, क्योंकि मेरी पूरी फैमिली डॉक्टर है यहाँ पे और सब लोगों ने वॉर किया है इसमें, ये न्यूयॉर्क में NYU में मेरी सिस्टर्स ने और सारी डॉक्टर्स हैं और उन लोगों ने ये कोरोना वॉर में ही वो लोगों ने फ्रंट लाइन पे बहुत से लोगों को बीट किया है। लेकिन यकीन माने मेरा क्वेश्चन अब ये है, मैं क्वेश्चन एक तो आ गया वैक्सीन वाला उन्होंने नोट कर लिया, अब दूसरा मेरा सोशलिज्म का भी उन्होंने नोट कर लिया, अब तीसरा मेरा ये सवाल है कि आप जॉब्स जो लूज़ किए हैं उसके लिए अपना एजेंडा बताएं, क्योंकि इधर से मुझे कोई आवाज़ नहीं आ रही कि इनका एजेंडा क्या है, वाई ही इज़ सो मच डिफेंसिव। मैं समझती हूँ आप प्रोग्रेसिव क्यों नहीं है पॉलिटिक्स में, वाई वी आर सो डिफेंसिव इन पॉलिटिक्स। अब वो कर रहे हैं, हम अपना एजेंडा दें, आप अपना एजेंडा ये ज़रूर दीजिए कि आप हमें जॉब्स कैसे देंगे और स्मॉल बिजनेसेस जो कि सब वैनिश हो गए हैं, ये सारी ऑनलाइन बिजनेस की वजह से आप उन लोगों को क्या दे रहे हैं, स्मॉल बिजनेसेस सब खत्म हो चुके हैं, मैं खुद उसकी सफर हो रही हूँ और मैं इसीलिए पाकिस्तान चली गई हूँ। मतलब हम लोग सारे बिजनेस लूज कर बैठे हैं, अगर हमारे पास पाकिस्तान में थोड़ी सी आइडेंटिटी ना होती तो हम मर चुके होते और आपको पर्सनली भी पता है। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
चलिए तो मेरे ख्याल से क्वेश्चन ये बना है कि इस इलेक्शन में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट इशू क्या है, तो ये मेरे ख्याल से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, इसको हम पहले अनवर मसूद साहब की तरफ लेके जाते हैं। आप ब्रीफली एक इशू पकड़े जो आपके जहन में या जो आपकी पॉलिसी है और फिर वही हम तार साहब।
Shukriya, I also own a small business. We have a medical practice. So the thing is that the first PPP, the first helping of the small businesses helped us, really helped us. But the thing is we need a second one. It's not ending. It's going to go till July. So I cannot ask patients to come in the way they were coming in before. We have to screen them. We have to talk to them in the car. And if everybody has not gone to the beaches, have not gone out, nobody is sick, then we bring them in. So I have to protect first the patient, then my front desk, then my nurses, physicians. So the business has taken its toll. We are working at 50%. So how do you want me to survive? We need another PPP. But the government is not giving. They are more worried about the economy. Okay, if my business is open, then I will make money and have 20 employees. If my business is closed, like how do you realize the unemployment that's going to be? And small businesses make the workforce. So just like saying that the businesses are gone, yes, the business is gone, the whole world is gone. The future is gonna be different. It's not like we had parties of 100 people. No, it's like at the most 30, 20, 25. That's going to be on for the next 2 years. So we need another help. He's not giving it. He's afraid that the economy would go down. But if I'm not alive, then what's the point if my shutters are closed?
All right, so I think that was the economy for Democrats, and let's see what Republicans.
सबसे पहले तो मैं बीना जी का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ कि सबसे पहले तो ये यहाँ पे आई और माशाल्लाह शी इज़ वेरी पॉलिश पर्सन, वेरी हर पोएट्री आई ऑलवेज हैव बीन एंजॉयिंग इट। और सबसे बड़ी बात जो ये है, मैं बताना ये चाह रहा था कि इनके जो बच्चा है उनमें से एक मेरा जिम फेलो भी है। हाँ वही, अच्छा वो शी इज़ अ वेरी डियर फ्रेंड। मैं ब्यूटी ऑफ अमेरिका इज दिस, आई एम अ हार्डकोर रिपब्लिकन नाउ. And not only a Republican, a Trumper on the side. A lot of people, they are Republican, but they are not Trumper. I have supported Democrats. I will still support Democrats. अगले दिन मुझे किसी ने, a Pakistani person called me from Pennsylvania that he is running for office. And I'm going to his fundraiser and I will write him a check, which caused me, let me tell you, I was just vetted 2 or 3 weeks ago by the White House, by the RNC, to become the chair of this organization, the Muslim Voices, which is part of the Donald Trump right now. And objection came up that you have been writing checks to Democrats. And this was my answer, that they are my countrymen, and I crossed the lines to go and support my countrymen. And I think we should do all of us to do it. That's number one. Second thing, not only this, she was talking about son. My son is in a law school right now. And he, other day, the way I have trained him, to volunteer in the offices of senators. And not only this, he was a matter of pride. He worked 6 months for Pompeo as a legislative officer. Number one. Second thing is this, he wants to run for Attorney General. And guess what, which party he has picked up to run? Democrat Party. That's the beauty of America is. I always have a discussion on my dinner table, and I ask him, I'm a third generation lawyer, I always ask him, argue with me, convince me. But it has to be with the civilized manners. That was the sole thing I was talking about. Now I'm going to come up with the economy, what is going on. This is a human nature. Dr. Saab is very respectful, a very respected friend. We are brothers, frankly speaking. I have, like I told you, this is not, don't take me wrong. Other gentleman was a bit aggressive. I don't have anything against him as well. I hardly see him. 21 days, it takes 21 days to become a habit. This is the research has been done. If you start sitting home 21 days, maybe after 21 days you might forget what you were doing. So the thing is this, PPP is fine. Donald Trump's biggest problem right now is this, to bring people back to work. Reason, the Democrat governors, Democrat mayors, they believe in that if we keep shutting the states and cities till November 4th and let people suffer, they're going to win the election. This is what the agenda on the other side. Donald Trump is not in favor of PPP. I'm not in favor of PPP. This is poison for people. You telling them that don't work, will send the check at home. And you know what happens? The biggest setback of PPP was this. Kids were bored and they came out and started burning stuff, start looting stuff. You know the thing, earlier I told you, whatever is happening in this country right now, looting wise, that's Donald Trump's campaign, and I feel so bad for Joe Biden. He endorsed Antifa, he endorsed anti-police funding, he endorsed Black Lives Matter, and now he's thinking twice. What he has done, he has backed up from the defunding police. He has backed up from there. Second thing, another point while I'm still, talking about it. The vaccination, she was talking about it. I think the vaccination is coming. It's going through the final stages. We should take it. And by the vaccination, what is another problem is going on in this country, part of the debate, the mail-in ballots or non-mail-in ballots. If we can vote during the First World War in lines, we voted Second World War in lines. What's wrong today? Plus at the same time, no, not the corona. You can go shop at the grocery stores. You can maintain the social distancing, but you cannot vote. Another point, 156 million people will vote. 80 million they are saying they will vote by mail. There are already experiments done in this country during primary election in 3 states, it failed. In North Carolina, it's legal. It's called harvesting. They collect the ballots, and one person sitting in a church and he just marks them. It has proven. So this is election. Let me tell you, this is one of the biggest difference in between first world and the third world. Election, the will of people. When you're going to take that in hand, then you will lose the status of being called the first world. You will become a third world developing country. And another last thing I wanted to mention. The biggest tragedy today, this was my key objective today to come, to tell you one thing, discuss with you one thing. On Trump's side, I'm still by myself. I was by myself in 2016, I'm by myself in 2020 right now. So sad. 2016, Indians were not there at the same time with Republicans. Today, they have taken over the both parties due to the behavior the gentleman had on his table. He left.
जो लोग यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन करना चाहते हैं क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं फिर then there will be a
My name is Arif. I'm from advisory firm called Polytech. One question each. Tara Saab, there is Trump Saab has said that if he doesn't win, he's not going to accept the results, and that's a really scary. And globally, that's been taken as that U.S. is heading towards some kinds of dangerous projection after December. And I would like you to respond to that. And first, one question that how do Democrats see the future? Are they going to reverse the globalization? I mean, Trump was seen as isolationist. He has moved the country out of most of the treaties that US was involved in. Are they going to reverse that? How do they see the future in that sense? Because one thing Trump has done well is America first. The jobs that were being outsourced, at least they're not going out now. So I want to hear your side of it.
Thank you very much. I have a small comment about that question that President Trump knew in February about this pandemic. But I don't blame President, I blame Bob Woodward, because he was the one who knew and he didn't tell the public about it. My question is, this will be inshallah my 5th elections here in this country, and my question is that the popular vote never wins. It's the electoral college. So any of you, I mean the Democrat and the Republicans, ever thought to bring this up in your discussions in your parties, what you are going to do?
Thank you, Tara Saab and Dawsa. Let's go back to a little bit in foreign policy. We have seen that the last effort which was taken place here for Middle East peace process was, I think the genuine effort was back in 22 years when Clinton was there. Since then, we don't see any progress in that sense that we can have a separate two nations, Palestine and Israel, live together, whatever the policy was. But still is a sore situation in that part of the world. Second question is that we have heard about India-Pakistan relations, and in India and Pakistan we have obviously the conflict of Kashmir, where President a couple of times has reiterated his idea of mediation, but we never seen Indian side reciprocating that idea, and I think President has the power to talk to the Indian people, to come to the, at least to come and sit on the table with Pakistan, without any mediation, so we can have some kind of peace process starting, because everyone here knows that the situation on our borders is not very good, it's very fragile all the time. So that's why my question is about the foreign policy, particularly in those two issues. And secondly, come back to the economy. We did not see any real terms economic policy from either side right now. So I want you, both of you, to give your thoughts and give your comments on what kind of economy you want to give to this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't have a question, I have just a couple of comments. First, a note of thanks to Papa for hosting this event, and also a note of thanks to both panelists, for educating us. Just a couple of observations. One, 5 US presidents, Eisenhower, Johnson, Nixon, Clinton, Bush, Jordan, they visited Pakistan. But 2 last presidents, Obama and Trump, they visited India, but they declined to go to Pakistan. I would like to have your reaction, both of you. There is a general perception that no matter what, US policy is same on Kashmir. So whether it's a Trump or it's Republican or Democrat, I need your reaction on that too. Third, US polls, there's a big gap. Biden is leading with a big gap. I need your reaction that how Trump will fill that gap. Because only economic indicator is not enough. There are a number of other factors that he's lacking behind. Thank you so much.
Right about that, Hillary won the common vote and he won the electoral college. So yes, there will be changes. But we cannot, because he won, so nothing happened in these last 4 years. Definitely, there are going to be changes. Yeah.
The popular vote, the popular vote it was decided by the Constitution.
Thank you.
in the 17th or 18th century, it cannot be changed. Other day there was a question, one of a very dear friend of mine called from Pakistan, he said the election date will be changed, and I told him no. It was started in 1876 or 74, and the thing is it's such a tedious process to go through, it is not possible. And now I wanted to say, earlier we were talking about Bob Woodward, that he didn't warn, the question was why he didn't warn the people. He worked for the Jesus Washington Post. So his total objective was just to trash president, so that's what he was trying to do. Well, the people know it. As being a president of the country, you don't want to create the panic in the society. Now, I wanted to say, next thing was Palestinian issue or the issue on the Kashmir issue, how the president, and by the way, the concede, earlier you were saying that Donald Trump doesn't want to concede. I think that Rina has. And frankly speaking, I don't like the both candidates. If the Donald Trump says that he cannot, if he lose the election, at the same time, Hillary Clinton has advised the Joe Biden that don't do that. So this is not fair from either side. So I'm not in a favor of Mr. President saying it. I'm not a favor because I don't agree with everything Donald Trump does, frankly speaking. I don't have to. And here, earlier we were talking about Kashmir issue. That's a question you asked, Kashmir. What is, or why the senators have asked, or why the American president hasn't visited Pakistan. So that is a flavor of Pakistan's foreign policy, nothing to do with American presidents. Number one, there was during the 5 years period, we never had a foreign minister. Then we have a foreign minister whose priority was to become a chief minister of Punjab, and then he's part of the -1 formula or whatever, what you can say that. So that is flavor of Pakistani side, is not flavor on American side. You have to create the relationship, you have to create a situation, give and take. And to go there, President has visited India because they bought the choppers, they bought the helicopters from Namaste Donald Trump. Now, I wanted to tell you where we stand. India, Kashmir. India has spent so many billions of dollars to buy the influence of America. Even then, they did the Namaste Modi. They did the Howdy Modi, Namaste Trump in India. Here, I'm not against, I have a lot of Hindu friends, but they are on steroids right now. They believe the Modi is Bhagwan, is God. Whatever he says is right. Plus the Modi media, they are promoting him. Versus we are still, I guarantee you, we are 50 years behind India in Washington DC. From different, at least in foreign policy. And under the given circumstances, two things happened. The Khan Sahib came here and gave a glorious speech, no question about it. But then later on, could not maintain the momentum. Even then the Saudi ambassador has written the letter that your foreign policy is failure, you want to blame Saudi Arabia.
USA, you're talking about USA.
I'm talking about foreign policy. And Kashmir.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you if you wanted to.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so the Kashmir, I was talking about it, Donald Trump, while Indians and Modi ji were spending billions of dollars in Texas, and he still sat with Khan Sahib, and he said he's my friend and I trust Pakistanis. He went there to sell the helicopters in India they were buying in Namaste Donald Trump, and standing on the soil, he was still talking about Pakistan. And another thing, America is the sole superpower right now. When the president of the free world says that I'm willing to arbitrate, what happens? That issue becomes the news. That issue comes to the front. He recognized that's an issue. That's what happened. Even then, India is spending billions and billions to buy not only American and Western civilizations, their influence. And by the way, I'm saying, I don't have to tell you, most of you are journalists, what is our foreign policy? We have made the U-turn towards China, and we are looking towards Chinese solutions now. And then, we're looking for a solution from China to solve Kashmir. So that is my answer on it. And that's basically it. Well, one last thing I wanted to share. This is my last day. No personal, one thing, I have no clue about why people were taking it. One thing nobody has seen on Democrat side, nobody, this is information. Kamala Harris, has anybody seen her record when she was Attorney General of California? Has Googled Tarlochan Obrai's case? And she said that Tarlochan Obrai has to pick up either livelihood or his beliefs, religion. His beard was not fit into for the job in the correction department. If that kind of regime is coming, if the beard of Tarlochan Obrai was not acceptable, how about the Muslim beards then? So that I rest my case. And again, once again, frankly speaking, I didn't mean anything. I have apologized. I have apologized to the person I know since years. Even then I don't have to, but I did it because I consider myself a gentleman. And if I have offended any of you, I personally apologize. But I am a Trumper and I'm Republican. And it's nothing to do with that. I'm sorry, Jani Sahib, if you are offended. I thought you were asking Dr. Saab about the globalization, what he's talking about. The globalization, first of all, this idea of globalization is not working to begin with. Donald Trump, One here is a national movement. Brexit happened is a nationalist movement. Macron in France is a nationalist movement. Arab Spring is a national movement. Modi, after 700 years, only one party won and they got the power, is a nationalist movement. Imran Khan, even then, is a nationalist movement. So the world is changing, democracy is changing. Democracy is changing, is reforming. Any system which is created and we don't reform, cracks come. Either it's a justice department, either it's a democracy. So democracy is reforming in this country. Donald Trump is a sign of it. Anti-establishment, anti-political correctness. He still tweets if he feels like he doesn't care. That's what the real democracy is about. Where it's not a democracy, you are in 50 years in DC, and you have a 5, and you hardly know where you're standing and how many grandkids you have. And your son is, 2 things I wanted to share with you. This is my last statement. I was so sad as a political scientist in this country. First of all, the Russian investigation, they wasted 2 years. 2 years, nothing came out of it. Second thing, again like Pakistan, if they touch the corruption of a politician, democracy is in a khatre mein. Here, he questioned the corruption of Hunter Biden, by the way, who was fired from Navy by smoking weed in uniform, who took the money from Ukraine and China, 1.5 million. President just questioned, impeach happened. If that is what the democracy is about, I'm sorry, I'm not in favor of it.
Okay, I believe the globalization you were talking about. Yes, USA needs to be in what you say, pacts with all the countries of the world. We have been allies of Europe, of Canada, Australia, all of other different countries, just to remove USA from all the pacts gives a picture of USA first, which does not matter in these days. So yes, there will be, and if you know, everybody knows that he is a joke all over the world. Everybody have mistrusted him. He is not liked. So I think it will be good for the United States that the Biden or Democrats come back and have the same relationship with all of the countries of the world than just USA first. Okay, the next thing was the Woodward book. Yes, he was working on it. So these things take time. And the thing is that a lot of people you have to talk to, a lot of things that you have to take into consideration before you publish anything. And since he has been a credible writer for a long time, so he just cannot publish things immediately. So, answer to that. And the Kashmiri situation, well, Tahir Saab said kind of right, like it depends on the Pakistani policy. And the community in USA here, what are we doing? We are doing nothing. we do not have a group or something which we can lobby. We can talk to the senators, congressmen, lobby for us. We do not have a coherent policy. Like we had Hussain Haqqani who turned rogue. So now we do not have anybody. So basically, I blame myself and the people of Pakistani origin in USA to not form a group to promote our cause. So we need to work on that, and definitely the Pakistani policy, the embassy's policy, the government's changing. I would not go into Pakistani politics because I don't want to. This is USA, and we live here, and would rather here. Coming back to socialism, okay, socialism died, communism died way back in when, 79? When Gorbachev, just like Reagan said, please break that wall. So it ended, it's gone. Which socialism are you talking about? About Sweden? Sweden is a Western country. Socialism is a science. Okay, one of the best minds made it. Okay, we do not want it, we are a capitalist country, but we can pick up the good things about it. No, Bernie was the far left, yes, Bernie had some ideas, Biden is not. Biden is right in the center because the need of the time. So Biden is not saying anybody to be a socialist or socialism or Antifa. Antifa, okay, somebody tell me, has anybody met anybody from Antifa? I heard this word and I said, like, where are those people? Like, it's a myth, it's a creation in the minds of the Republicans of the far right. Where is Antifa? Have you met anybody? No. So the thing is, you have to respect everybody. Everybody in this country, if it's on paper that they have equal rights, we have to fight for equal rights. So, yeah. Anything I missed?
Next time.
Okay.
Okay, so
I have a question for Sajid Darsa. Donald Trump, he hires so many people before he fires them. Before hiring those people like Rex Tillerson, Sekramucci, Jeff Sessions, I can go on and on. All these people, they were really smart. Rex Tillerson, he was one of the smartest people on earth before he fires him. After he fired, he was like one of the dumbest people on earth. That's what he said about him. My question is this to you: why all these people, they were the smartest people on earth before he hires them. After he fires them, they become dumbest people on earth. My question is about his judgment. Why he keeps hiring those people who are dumb as a rock?
بات یہ ہے کہ علامہ اقبال نے جیسے کہا تھا کہ سیاستدانوں کو انہوں نے ابلیس کی اولاد کہا تھا، تو میں بہرحال اس الیکشن میں کسی کو بھی ووٹ نہیں دے رہا. نمبر 1. نمبر 2 یہ کہ آپ نے کیملا ہیرس کے بارے میں، اس کے بیک گراؤنڈ کے بارے میں بات کی ہے، تو میں جاننا چاہوں گا کہ یہ سعودی خواتین کی ریسلنگ کون کرواتے رہے ہیں. جب ان سے ایک نیوز اینکر نے پوچھا مسٹر پریزیڈنٹ they blame, they charge you that you slept with 35 women, and Mr. President said yes because I'm handsome, I'm smart. ایک ان کی کانگریس وومن کہتی ہے کہ لیٹس تھرو دیٹ بچ آؤٹ فرام کانگریس، اینڈ پریزیڈنٹ صاحب ٹویٹ کرتے ہیں فیوچر اسٹار. زندگی میں جب میں پاکستان سے آیا تھا 25 سال پہلے، تو جب ادھر میں نے جانکاری کی کہ یہ ریپبلکن اور ڈیموکریٹس ان کا کیا ڈفرینس کیا ہے، تو مجھے جو کچھ لوگوں نے کہا جی کہ ان کے جو فیملی ویلیوز ہیں وہ ہم اس لیے ریپبلکن کو لائک کرتے ہیں کہ فیملی ویلیوز اور یہ گے لیسبین کے اگینسٹ ہیں، جیسے ڈیموکریٹس ان کے بارے میں کھل کے بولتے ہیں. ابورشن کے بارے میں سنا گیا، تو میں بھی اس وقت مذہبی ماحول سے آیا تھا تو میں بھی متاثر ہو گیا. لیکن جو کچھ میں نے پچھلے 4 سال میں دیکھا، ہر اس خاتون کے بارے میں جنہوں نے ان سے اختلاف کیا، ان کی لکس کے بارے میں جو ریمارکس دیے. میں CNN MSNBC دیکھ رہا ہوں، میرا جب 11 سال کی بیٹی پاس سے گزرتی ہے تو اینکر جب پریزیڈنٹ صاحب سے کوئی چیز پوچھتا ہے تو آگے سے اگر وہ پوچھتی ہے کہ یو ڈونٹ پے ٹیکس مسٹر پریزیڈنٹ بیکاز آئی ایم اسمارٹ. اس کے بعد ایسے لگ رہا ہے کہ ہم ایک بدترین نسل پرستی کی طرف جا رہے ہیں. اس ملک کی تباہی مجھے اس لیے نظر آ رہی ہے کہ ایک طرف وائٹ اور مسٹر پریزیڈنٹ جو پورے کو اپنی نیشن کو یونائٹ کرتا ہے، اس نے اتنی ڈویژن پیدا کر دی ہے کہ اب ایلیمنٹری اسکول میں بھی چھوٹے چھوٹے بچے ہیں، وہ بھی اس پہ ڈسکس کرنا شروع ہو گئے ہیں، تمہاری رنگت، تمہارا مذہب. I mean, why the heck people start thinking that we will vote for Donald Trump? We are living in a different world. और इतनी ज़्यादा नफरत तो मैंने कभी ज़िंदगी में नहीं देखी थी. हम मैं बड़ा अपने लोगों को पाकिस्तान में दिखाता था कि यहाँ का सिस्टम जो है, काश के हम लोग वहाँ तक पहुँचें. लेकिन जो पिछले 4 साल में हमने इस वाइट हाउस में देखा, एक ऐसा शख्स जिसकी अपनी भांजी कह रही है कि ज़हनी तौर पे बिल्कुल क्रैक है, उसका अपना जो अटर्नी है वो कह रहा है कि ये गुंडा है, ये इसका दिमाग जो है बिल्कुल काम नहीं करता. तो मैं ये सवाल पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि क्या आने वाले वक्त में हम एक्सपेक्ट करें कि भाड़ में गई अखलाकियात सियासत में से, ये सब माल कहीं और बिकता है? तो मेरा क्वेश्चन बेसिकली ये है कि हमारे बच्चे जो हैं वो क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि इस सियासत की डैडी आप बात कर रहे थे कि इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए, इस गंद का आप हमें कह रहे थे. ये मेरा क्वेश्चन है.
I think this is the most intense question so far. Quickly इसको wrap up करेंगे ताकि 9 बजे तक हम US को.
So very valid question, Jamal sir. I have same difficulties when the gay parade they show on the CNN. I have the same issue with my daughters at the same time. We are on the same thing. What is Donald Trump? Donald Trump is facing party and half and the media, CNN, FSNBC, MSNBC. Why party and half? First of all, Democrats are against him. Half of the Republican Party establishment is against him. That's number one. Second thing I wanted to ask you, 11 women, they were brought by Washington Post. They couldn't approve anything. Judge Kavanaugh, what they did with him, didn't matter. But when the other side comes, that, have you seen, my question as a journalist, have you seen anybody has done any program, the people, those have lost their businesses, those were burned? Have any program done on a Jenny Durkan who she called the Summer Love? How you feel about it when your daughter is watching Summer Love? Of the other side, smoking weed and Bob Marley's, the love songs, how you feel about with your daughters then? Plus at the same time, morality is, I think is part of the past, I believe. It's within you and how you raise them. I'm raising them myself, it's an issue and you have to, it's a choice, either you watch it or you don't watch it. But, since you said the division, my simple question is this. When Ferguson burned, when North Carolina, Charlotte burned, I'm from Baltimore. When Baltimore burned, who was the president then? It was not Donald Trump. Why the first and last African American president in this country, why he didn't do the police reforms then? Floyd, the state he come from, Attorney General is Democrat, Governor is Democrat, Mayor is Democrat. President called that person and his family that who will deliver justice. Still it's not enough. I am from Baltimore. That city is run by Democrats since last 70 years or 60 years. 3 mayors in jail for corruption. That is the solution? Plus the division, here all of us, most of us were journalists, Google the appointments of Barack Obama. Every single appointment was done on a race basis. And you blaming Donald Trump for division? First African American Attorney General, first female African American Attorney General, first African female United Nations representative. I mean, say enough is enough. I mean, you blaming Donald Trump for that? You blaming the Baltimore burn? We have become ruined. It's worse than Syria now. And you say that Donald Trump has divided it?
Okay, that is a list that has been given to Republicans to counter the fact. But the thing is, there is systemic racism in USA. Either you like it or not. When white militias go to the governor's office mansion in Michigan with those heavy weapons, you don't say anything. Somebody else picks it up, you have a problem. So you did not shoot them, you did not take them into custody. So the end point is Republican, Democrat. Coming back to Donald Trump is racist. He does not belong in USA.
हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे कि ऐसे ही हीटेड होगी. एट द सेम टाइम हमारी ये कोशिश थी कि इसको मेंटेन किया जाए एज मच वी कुड. तो इसमें जो साजिद तारड़ साहब आपका शुक्रिया, अनवर रसूल साहब आपका शुक्रिया, और हमारे जो सब यहाँ पे लीडरान बैठे हुए हैं, آپ سب کا بہت شکریہ کہ آپ لوگوں نے وقت نکالا, آپ لوگوں نے پاپا کی جو ہے عزت کو بحال رکھا, اور ہماری کوشش یہی ہے کہ پاپا کے پلیٹ فارم سے اسی طرح کی انٹلیکچوئل ڈبیٹ جو ہے اس کو جاری رکھیں, تاکہ جیسے اگر ہم کسی کے پاس بزنس کرتے ہیں ریٹرن آن انویسٹمنٹ, دا سیم وے جب ہم پالیٹکس میں ہیں, اگر یہاں پہ ہماری کمیونٹی ہے, نیو یارک میں ہماری بہت بڑی کمیونٹی ہے, شکاگو میں, کیلیفورنیا میں ہے, ٹیکسس میں بہت بڑی اور انفلوئنس کمیونٹی ہے, بٹ وائی وی آر فیلنگ آن موسٹ آف دا فیکٹر. جیسے 2002 سے 2006 تک پاکستان کے لیے H1 ویزا ہی نہیں دیا, وی آر سو مچ لیکنگ بہائنڈ. تو ان سارے ایشوز کو آگے لے کے جانے کے لیے یہ ہماری کوشش تھی کہ ہم سنیں کہ اس وقت جو لوگ ایکچولی پارٹیسپیٹ کر رہے ہیں الیکشن میں, الیکشن کمپینز کے اندر, تو ان کی طرف سے کیا جذبات ہیں, کیا ایشوز کے اوپر وہ کام کر رہے ہیں, کون سی چیزیں ایسی ہیں جو آگے لے کے جائیں گے when they talk to the representative. تو بہت شکریہ آپ لوگوں کا, میں زیادہ آپ کا ٹائم نہیں ہوگا, کھانا روٹی کو